All right, ma'am. Good to go. Let's go.
Good morning once again to everyone. I'm Smriti, your host for this session. On behalf of MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence, MIT Art, Design and Technology University, Pune, it's my pleasure to welcome all the esteemed guests and enthusiastic participants from all parts of the globe to the second International Virtual Summit on Women Frontiers in Exponential Technology, a platform to learn from global women tech influencers. At the outset, let me welcome our keynote speaker, Ms. Divya Ashok, Vice President, Strategy and Innovation, Salesforce. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. MIT Art, Design and Technology believes in starting every journey, every moment by seeking blessings from Goddess Saraswati. May I request you all to join your hands for the Saraswati Vandana, please. Thank you. Women have been leading technology from the time it started the digital journey of life with dynamism and innovation. MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence, under the guidance of MIT Art, Design and Technology University, Pune, salutes these women who are role models to all the members of the society. I personally think women know how to balance work, home, and relations the best, or maybe I could be just a little bit biased about it. In any case, women play important roles today in science and technology. The second International Virtual Summit on Women Frontiers in Exponential Technology is a platform to gain insight from these women who motivate and guide career aspirants in technologies. To know more about this initiative, I am pleased to introduce you to Professor Suraj Bhoyar, sir, Project Director, MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence. Professor Bhoyar is a passionate digital evangelist at MIT ADT University, a postgraduate in mechanical engineering, patents law, and in educational administration. He's keen to develop an ecosystem for nurturing skills development as well as employability. His dynamic role in getting future skills training for career aspirants make him confident to build an enterprising and innovative India. He dreams to reshape the lives of students and working professionals via excellence in future exponential technologies, which will have a strong technological impact in tomorrow's economy. With an exponential learning curve and amazing networking skills, his dream is to lead the Ministry of Higher and Technical Education for better industry institute interaction ecosystem development. May I request Sir to address the participants, please?
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Very good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to one and all. It is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the second exciting keynote session at the second International Virtual Summit on Women Frontiers in Exponential Technology, proudly organized by MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence, MIT Art, Design and Technology University, Pune, India. This is an immensely exciting morning for all of us, and the active participation from all over the delegates across the different countries affirms the relevance and meaningfulness of this International Women's Day celebration. With this, let me first acknowledge the presence of our eminent guest today. It is indeed honor to have amongst us chief guest of today's keynote, Ms. Divya Ashok, Vice President, Strategy and Innovation, Salesforce, and National Board of Directors, American Society of Engineers of Indian origin. Welcome, ma'am. I also take immense pleasure to welcome Honorable Executive President and Vice Chancellor of MIT Art, Design and Technology University, Professor Dr. Mangesh Karat, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing the occasion with your presence. Your presence is indeed a great source of inspiration to all of us. I would also like to thank Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Anand Chakradev, sir, Dr. Ramakant Kaple, Director, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Professor Dr. Sunita Karad, ma'am, Director, ICT and Dean, Faculty of Management, MIT College of Management. I am also taking this opportunity to welcome and thank Dr. Mahesh Chopade, Registrar, MIT University. We are also delighted to welcome all the deans, directors, principal, HOIs and HODs, faculty members, all the delegates from different parts of the world, representatives of MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence and organizing committee. We are really thankful for joining us today. The International Virtual Summit is dedicated to addressing the concerns, sharing information in order to assist firms in developing a future-ready strategy for the common benefit of global workforce and workplaces, as well as the challenges in computing technology for Generation Z. Individuals and companies alike are willing to keep up with the fourth industrial revolution in rapid transition, and already we are making transition from industry 4.0 to 5.0, right? But this current technical frontier necessitates new skills. Everyone would agree. So my dear friend, this International Virtual Summit is a synergy of information, knowledge and wisdom, and with the aim of equipping our key stakeholders with the required skills and knowledge. MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence, MIT ADT University, pursues the upskilling and upgrading initiatives as one of the primary objectives. Students, parents, and potential recruiters will continue to pursue higher education institutions and universities as a vital engine for skill development after the economic uncertainty caused by COVID-19 has subsided. And even a lot of buzz has been going across globe, as well as if we talk in the context of India regarding blockchain, crypto, even emerging tech space, and even online learning, right? So to ensure students graduate with the skills that they need to succeed at the workforce, university education also have to become more strongly linked to the rapidly evolving global economy. And universities must ensure that their curricula shall provide students with appropriate skills for long-term future-proof careers. My dear friends, MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence has been established to deliver super specialized and employability-oriented programs in artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, cyber security, Internet of Things, robotic process automation, digital marketing, enterprise resource planning, etc. So these are among the technical clusters identified by the MIT DT University. And in next coming 3 years, my dear friends, these professions are expected to generate more than 7 million opportunities. Yes. And these clusters are purely based on the business, technology, data science skills necessary to lead and work with others, implement technology to solve individual as well as organizational challenges. And this virtual summit embraces the deliberations on the latest emerging tech that will allow participants, students to discuss the expected career opportunities. And this topic of women leadership in emerging technology and how to build your career in cloud computing, right? So, as I mentioned earlier also, this International Virtual Summit has been characterized by the world's top role models and influential leader women. From their incredible experience, they are going to share you the insights which are very timely and very apt. And this summit brings together students, research scholars, graduates, working professionals, career aspirants, startup enthusiasts, so that all of them could learn both theoretical as well as applied aspects of this emerging technology through interesting case studies. And we do hope that discussions, deliberations, and exchange of ideas will surely contribute into the advancement of technology, and it would help you too to choose your career wisely. Finally, we hope that this summit fulfills your expectation and sets a milestone in your career so that you can consider and you can take it to the next level or greater heights. We express our sincere thanks to all the esteemed keynote speakers for their valuable support and encouragement. So once again, on behalf of the organizing team, International Virtual Summit on Women Frontiers in Exponential Technology, I take immense pleasure to welcome all the enthusiastic participants who have joined across the globe for this particular noble cause. Thank you so much, and I am eagerly waiting to listen to Ms. Divya Ashok, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You've set the perfect note for the session. Friends, cloud computing is a trending buzzword nowadays. And I think it's high time we explore the career growth opportunities in this particular emerging technology. We are pleased to have with us Ms. Divya Ashok, Vice President Strategy and Innovation, Salesforce, to guide us today. May I request the AV on Ms. Ashok, please?
Divya Ashok is a Senior Director, Product Management, Frontier Scales at Salesforce. She has led platform strategy for 35 plus of Salesforce's largest customers such as State Farm, Bajaj Finserv, Electric, Louis Vuitton. Her team champions scale across the Salesforce ecosystem. Given her passion for women empowerment, equality in the workforce and technology, she co-created the largest D&I platform to amplify other voices across the company. We are indeed honored to have Ms. Divya Ashok with us today for the second International Virtual Summit on Women Frontiers in Exponential Technology.
Thank you for sparing your valuable time, ma'am. The session is all yours.
Thank you so much, Professor Boyar, as well as Smriti. I'm really delighted to be here. I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Shu for that wonderful session. I need to go back and check my LinkedIn profile for sure, because clearly it says Senior Director somewhere. But I think it's fantastic. Kaizala MIT, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm looking forward to joining all of you on this wonderful Saturday morning. Hopefully you've got your chai, coffee in hand, and you're ready to jump in on this journey to becoming a leader in an emerging tech like cloud computing. And if you're not a woman leader, I hope you will join us in supporting fellow women leaders. All right, Smriti, can I go ahead and share my screen?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Okay, just setting it up. Give me 1 sec. Smriti, hopefully you can see my screen.
Perfect.
Okay, great. Well, let me start off by, just setting some context, right? In terms of just where we want to go from here, at the end of this session, what will you think about? What do you want to hear from me? Keep the chat going on, and I'd love to hear from all of you. So we'll start with a quick introduction, and I want to talk to you about today's age of disruption. We'll then talk a little bit about how you can blaze your trail, how all of you can become trailblazers. And then how do you prepare yourself to become a leader, given the wonderful setup that you have with MIT and professors that are helping you set up a great, solid foundation. Last but not the least, I always think it's important for us to define our success, our own success, and not let others define it for us. So with that said, let me jump right in. I'll start with a little journey about myself. My name is Divya Ashok, and I am so thrilled to share the stage with the wonderful august panel that MIT ADT has set up, and also with all of you as such a wonderful audience. Now, my journey started in Madras. I was born there. And as you can see, I love the beach, I love my coffee, but I had a multicultural background. And after living in a few different countries, it was decided that I will come to India. So I studied at SRM University. And then I got the opportunity to become the first non-IIT student to study at the other MIT. So I already feel connected with all of you because after all, we'll all be alumni of MIT. Now, post my undergraduate degree, I moved into Carnegie Mellon, and where I did my master's and learned a lot about cross-functional thinking. You'll hear a bit more about that today, and I think it's become extremely important to have cross-functional knowledge and to understand how technology, especially emerging technologies, will help other fields. Well, some of you may be aware of this 150-year-old company. It was called Lehman Brothers. I used to work there. And with the 2009 crash, many of us had to find other opportunities. I moved to the West Coast and joined this very little tiny company at that time called Salesforce. Today, we've grown leaps and bounds. And in these 13 years, I've had ample opportunity to build and scale global initiatives across product, customer success, diversity, and inclusion. It's been a fascinating journey for me, and I hope that in the following session, I help you learn from my journey on how you all can become leaders. Now, let us start with the age of disruption. Okay? What is the age of disruption? Anyone? Please feel free to put it in the chat. How many of you have had some form of change in life over the past couple of years? I'd like to presume all of us have had some change. If you say none, I'd be very surprised, given COVID, climate change, there's a war raging on. I would say every one of us has in some way or the other been impacted. We live in an age of constant disruption. Technology, like Professor Boyar said, has never changed at a more rapid pace. Many of us had to switch our working style to being remote, working from home, working from the dining table, you name it. Some of you may have even undergone both personal and professional changes in this time. I encourage you to share in the chat your experiences, the hilarious ones. I have found myself several times on back-to-back calls and trying to mix, a small cup of coffee on the side. Well, when we talk about technology landscape, there's never been a more exciting time to be a part of technology. Now, whether it be electric vehicles, electric bikes in India, whether it be reusable rockets, innovations have been plenty. As Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, says, these changes and this dynamic landscape of the digital world are so profound from the perspective of human history. There's never been a time of greater promise or potential threat. There's always two sides to a coin. And you've heard all about the fourth industrial revolution. In fact, Web 3.0 and several other changes are at our heels. Today, as we witness this fusion of digital, physical, and biological worlds, I encourage you to deeply think about cloud computing. Cloud computing enables, so we've got things like, software as a service, you've got platform as a service, you've got infrastructure as a service, several aspects of cloud computing that are relevant and form the bedrock for several new emerging technologies to be built upon. We have several customers, many of them who dabble with AI, many of them who dabble with crypto, There are others like the Teslas of the world, State Farms, Bajaj Finservs, many others that you would have seen that are all today running and transforming their businesses on cloud computing. So I would urge you all as entrepreneurs and future leaders to take a look at the opportunities that MIT is providing you, but also I'll share some at the end of this presentation, because these disruptions of COVID have now provided us an opportunity to build back stronger with women at the center of this recovery. Okay, so now we've talked about this. What about blazing trails? Who are trailblazers? Can you name a few? Well, I believe that there are many trailblazers who live amongst us. Some of you may be aware, Arundhati Bhattacharya took on a recent role from SBI into Salesforce. Indra Nooyi moved places and put India on the map and changed the face of what a leader can look like. I know some of you might be fans of Priyanka Chopra. She has reinvented herself and showcased net new trails that others haven't seen before. But what is most exciting to me is that by adding women to the workforce, do you know that we'll be able to add over $12 trillion to the world economy? I was trying to put it in rupees as well, and it just became too long for the slide. Trust me, there's a lot of potential when it comes to adding women and why we should have the world economy, have more women in the workplace. Now, for most of you who might be wondering, well, 12 trillion seems like a lot. Use your phones, use the QR codes, and these will provide you to in-depth studies on why and how to go about this. Now, more and more women are shattering boundaries every single day in male-dominated industries. With the remote working style that we talked about becoming more dominant, it's opening up avenues that did not exist previously. With smart execution, as well as certain natural attributes like a higher emotional quotient, women bring to the table a perspective that will help companies grow stronger and do well while doing good. Now, when I look at this audience, I know that there will be plenty of you who might want to become CEOs, founders of startups, but many of you who might want to make a name for yourself in the workplace. So let's talk a little bit about what are some of the traits in becoming a leader. How can you become a leader? Now, when we think about a leader, I encourage you to take a step back and think about your most favorite leader. What traits do they have? Remember, leaders come from all walks of life. They don't necessarily belong to the top. I found incredible learnings from my peers, my team, and simply by observing several others. Let me share with you 6 simple lessons that I've learned throughout my journey and seen other leaders emulate as well. The first one that I ask you to do is KHC, not KFC, though some of you may really like that, but KHC. Be kind, be humble, and be confident. This will not only help you build a support system, but it'll also take you to places that you never dreamed of. People love to work with people who are kind, who are humble, and who are confident. When it comes to recruiters, when it comes to your manager, your peers, everybody enjoys working with people who share these qualities. Now, allies will want to work with you. They will automatically bring you opportunities that many others who might be more qualified are unfortunately overlooked for. The second one that I want to bring to you is to dream big. Some of you may have seen the movie Up, and you've heard several of your teachers and professors tell you to always dream big. I'll add one little adage to that. Become indispensable. So you have big dreams. Now, becoming indispensable means soaking up all those learnings, knowing that hard work is the one way to achieve success, but to also make sure that you understand if you're in a product company, you want to learn your product inside out. If you're in a services company, you want to learn what services you provide in depth. Now, success is never achieved alone, at least not in the real world. Remember, I told you about cross-functional thinking. My encouragement to you is to choose a team approach for problem solving. That is number 3. Why? Why does it help? Well, it shares the burdens and the victories. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. And it brings in different aspects and perspectives that makes quality of the end product a lot higher. As a leader, you'll want to make sure that everyone in the team feels equally heard in order to make an impact. You'll drive bigger and more impactful programs if you do this. My 4th ask of you, once you're a leader, remember, you have to lift other people up. Strong women lift other women, they say. I say, do it for your allies as well. It's important for us to recognize that women are a minority in the corporate and boardrooms today. But with the great disruptions that COVID has brought, and with technology being such an equalizer, we have an opportunity to accelerate workplace parity and reduce the gap in gender-based pay. We have an opportunity which will otherwise take us over 100 years to drive this. Now, I want to talk to you about the 5th and 6th, but through a story. So my 5th and 6th lessons to you are choosing courage always, getting out of your comfort zone, and last but not the least, being a lifelong learner. So here's what happened. Last year, during COVID, we ended up finding ourselves in a very dire situation. Several of us here in the US found ourselves in a situation where our families were in India, our friends in India were going through unheard of pain. Myself, along with a few colleagues, took the opportunity to brainstorm and identify what are the small steps we could do to help. Trust me, very shortly, we started sharing information, brainstorming approaches, while sitting thousands of miles away. You wouldn't believe it. Soon, it became a rolling stone. And what I mean by that is over 3,000 of our colleagues joined us. It didn't matter what race, gender, where they were sitting, but technology enabled us to run 24/7 operations, to bring oxygen concentrators, to help our colleagues and their families and friends who are in India and suffering untold pain. And the best part, we were able to bring volunteers from across the globe to help in a country that they've never been to in certain cases. So you ask for an oxygen concentrator or you ask for a hospital bed, technology can enable transparency in such situations. It took a lot of courage to ask for help and to build a huge support system and multiple programs to drive the kind of impact we did. If you're interested in learning more details of what my amazing colleagues and I were able to achieve, you have a small QR code that you can take a picture of and read it on later. Now, I talked about being a lifelong learner. When Professor Boya was talking about, crypto and blockchain, there were a lot of pieces that even I want to continue learning. So maybe he'll give me a seat. But I found myself evolving both personally as well as professionally throughout my career journey. It requires a lot of intentional effort. and a curiosity really helps. So don't lose that curiosity, stay a lifelong learner, and ensure that you are kind, humble, and confident. KHC. Now, I'll leave you with one last thing. Defining your own success. I think it's very important for each one of you to own your own success. What I mean by that is set your own milestones. There will be times when you have to prioritize your health, your family, and your hobbies. You want to have a long career. You don't want to have a short one. So if this is going to be a marathon, you will realize people want to work with other interesting people. So don't let go of your hobbies. They're also very important for your mental peace of mind. Now, you've heard the old adage, right? When someone throws lemons at you, you make lemonade. So if someone throws bricks at you, turn it into a solid foundation. Build a very strong network. Build allies and mentors who can constantly teach you. And be the same for other people as well. I have mentees who've taught me Snapchat, who've taught me net new technologies, while I teach them about how to grow in their careers. Like I said, we can all learn from each other. And I want to leave you with one last resource. If you are interested in growing your career at Salesforce, I know that MIT provides you a very strong foundation in cloud computing, but there's a free resource that you have over here on Trailhead, where you can just sign up for free and take classes, take courses, which are pretty short, pretty simple, but it'll give you the advantage that you need in the jobs industry. With that, I'd like to again thank Professor Boyar and the MIT community, and I look forward to meeting you in Pune someday soon. Thank you so much, sir. Over to the organizers.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, Smriti, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That session was absolutely amazing. It's an honor and great privilege to have amongst us today Honorable Professor Dr. Mangesh Karat, sir, Executive President and Vice Chancellor of MIT Art, Design and Technology University, Pune. He is widely acknowledged as a visionary who has made significant contribution towards the growth of higher education in Maharashtra. He has gained a multifaceted and an enlightening experience during his long stint of 33 years in the education domain, and also known for his excellent academic credentials in the field of technology and management. He did his master's in mechanical engineering, followed by a doctorate in management studies. With a modest beginning as a faculty member with the Maharashtra Institute of Technology, he has risen to become the beloved Executive President and Vice Chancellor of MIT ADT University. He holds various portfolios in many associations, universities, and government bodies. He is the harbinger and strong proponent of the holistic and value-based education in the country. He has been playing a pivotal role in the internalization of higher education and made substantial contribution to bring an effective governance into the education system. In the past, he was amongst the Senate and Management Council members of Pune University and had empaneled as the advisory board member for the Planning Commission, Government of India. He is currently heading PERA as the president and officiating as the vice president for the EPSI. An honor to have you, sir. May I request you to please bless the audience with your valuable words of wisdom.
Yeah, thank you, Smriti Sherke, madam. And first of all, let me extend a good morning to one and all. I'm really delighted to welcome our today's speaker, Miss Divya Ashok. She is an eminent technologist from America. I have heard the name of your company. Our colleges are, I think, using your software. So you are already part of our universities. So really, I'm delighted to see you on the virtual platform of the second International Virtual Summit of Women Frontiers in Exponential Technologies. I also congratulate Dr. Suraj Boyer and all his team for organizing this second virtual summit this year. Madam, I think Surajji has already told you about MIT, and I think you are alumni of MIT America. So we follow you people, but in a different way with a Indian perspective. So we try to do something here, and we could do something in the past almost 38, 39 years. And I'm happy this MIT has established 4 universities now, and we are really trying to build the new generation university where new knowledge will be created, where new skills will be imparted to the Indian youth. And with that motive, I think all the schools and departments we are establishing at MIT Art, Design and Technology University. I think, and we are doing the synthesis of a design with a technology with art, something like that. Because today the economy is driven by all these parameters. Like art has to be mixed with the technology. Art has to marry with the technology, collaborate with the technology. Then only they can have the greater reach. Apple has rightly did that, so Apple could reach at a global level. Those who have the Facebook is another best example of merging of the technology and art. So similarly, when we are trying to do it here, so all the project-based learning, design-enabled, engineering school, technology-enabled design school, something like that, we are trying to do it here. And disruptive technologies are the today's reality. And so many companies, you quoted some examples like Lehman Brothers and others. I think then the very big companies are collapsing on the verge of this disruptive technologies, and they are changing the dynamics 10 times cheaper, 10 times faster, 10 times scalable. So that is the real the spirit of the disruptive technology. So we thought we have to have this exponential technology as a part of the curriculum. So all our courses are embedded with these exponential technologies. Plus we have started this vertical last year, MIT Center for Future Skills Excellence. And I think we are going ahead with that. So I'm very happy. Through this, we are trying to impart the skills to the graduate, who are who are not our regular students. So with that hope, this vertical is started. And Mr. Boyer and his team is doing good work. We have collaborated with a number of good companies, and we are trying to deliver the courses in collaboration. So this sort of a collaboration is also very essential, useful. So I'm very happy. Firstly, I'm also delighted to welcome all the speakers. I think Dr. Boyer has made this 3-day conclave of heavy speakers and heavy lectures. 23 lectures are there, and I will name few of them: Dr. Elizabeth, Miss Divya Ashok, Miss Ram Nayun, Miss Shele, fantastic, Miss Payal Rajpal, Miss Lavina Obscure, Miss Sophia Lopez, Miss Leela Itati, Miss Natalia Yu, Miss Vandana Verma, Dr. Martha Bokenfeld, and so many others. All are eminent women, and you are participating here. So I congratulate all the speakers for achieving this high position in the technology area. And Ms. Divya was telling, because of the corona or because of the technology era, I think in the virtual world, now the woman has a great advantage. They can be majority in boardrooms, as Madam has said, rather than minority. Over the years, they can be the majority because the woman has a great grasping power, more maturity, and they are superb, I can say, as compared to male. And on the occasion of this Women Day, 8th of March is a International Women Day. We organize this conference every year. So it will be very good for women if they really learn all these exponential technologies, if they apply their knowledge for their day-to-day work. I think women can really make this technology field very interesting and very superb. So that will be my biggest compliment to the woman. And I'm very happy. I will not talk about the subject because all the 23 speakers are going to talk. And so I'm happy. Once again, I welcome all the speakers for this 3-day international virtual summit on the exponential technologies. Let us pledge today, let us take vote today that from India also, I think we will create women entrepreneurs in exponential technologies. Women unicorns will be generated through the exponential technology. Indians are shining now. More than 65 unicorns are established in last 2-3 years by Indians. But I think more, women has to come there. So with that wish and compliment, I conclude my small speech. Once again, I compliment all the, women, leading women in all walks of life for their success and for their achievement and shaping the society in the better direction and with the greater care and love. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your presence always encourage and motivate us more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, so my dear friends, as we mentioned and we listened to Ms. Divya. Ms. Divya is an astute businesswoman with impeccable character and strong ethics. And let me again tell you, Divya has been selected to Fortune Most Powerful Women Next Gen Global Community 3 times to exchange ideas and perspectives with a select group of trailblazing women from across the globe. She also has a patent in cloud computing and has received multiple awards, including one recently from the Council General of India to the US for driving COVID relief. So the forum is open for question and answer. I request all the participants to put your questions in Q&A session and we would love to answer. Okay, let me drive this. There is one question from one of the participants. What motivated you to step up and become a leader in your organization?
That is a wonderful question. Professor Boyar, who was that from? So I'd like to address them directly.
Yeah.
I think that was from Ms. Snehal. Snehal, hi, that was an excellent question. To me, I think I've always wanted to make an impact. And I think leaders across any belt, if you see some of the Jugaad innovation that was there on my slide, there are several people who are 14 or 15 years of age who are making an impact in society today. And so it doesn't matter whether you think about becoming a leader, whether you plan. I think so long as you have intention to create impact, and so long as you have discipline to follow through, I think people will automatically find themselves drawn to you, and bigger projects come your way, and they do tend to come with an upliftment.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, moving towards again question and answer. How to start a career in cloud computing? General question.
Excellent. I would say first take the course from MIT. That has cloud computing as one of its specialties, right? It's one of the specializations you offer, Professor Boyar. But in general, I would say start by reading, quick, simple articles. Get yourself acquainted. In Salesforce, we provide everything from basics all the way to certifications, which are recognized across the industry. Happy to talk to you after this, Professor Boyar, and at length to see how we can connect and build further. Because what you are doing with realistic, education is supremely important. And for those of you who like games and who enjoy gamification, it'll be a huge, you will find the trailhead is full of fun and games. You can become a ranger. That's one of the first levels. You can actually get certifications. And we offer, India has, I think, the second largest set of trailblazers after the United States. So there's a huge community. They will support you with everything from exam prep to how to get started, all you have to do is go log in and sign up for trailhead.salesforce.com.
Thank you, ma'am. In the same context, Ms. Nuzat would like to also ask how to excel.
How to excel in cloud computing, is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think excellence in any field boils down to a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work. I was brought up that way. I think most of us have heard our mothers say, empty vessels make the most noise. So be content driven, right? So at least I think it's very important for you to have passion. And the third thing I'd say is love what you do. If especially you all are students, you're young and the world is ahead of you. So try out different things. In fact, I'd like to take the example, if it's okay, Professor Boyar, of
Sure.
Falguni Nair. She started Nykaa when she was 50. Imagine that. That takes courage. But she was also doing something she loved. So if you do something you love and you're disciplined about it, then trust me, Nusrat, you will end up excelling at whatever you choose.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And in the context of Generation Z, because today we live in the world of Netflix, even Zoom, like we are meeting online through Zoom platform, and it's all because of the cloud support, which AWS or say Azure or even GCP, or Google Cloud, or even now Alibaba Cloud is about to come, or it's about to already trailblaze and other stuff. So what one piece of advice would you like to give them? Because you have deliberately covered throughout your presentation what takeaways they shall think, how they shall get motivated, and how to get started in their career. So what one piece of advice would you like to give them?
Let me make sure I understood the question, Professor Boyar. This is one piece of advice in addition to what was already there.
Yes.
Okay. I would say very simply, cloud computing, like you said, is here to stay. Whether it be industry-based applications, so even people who are not necessarily in a technology field today, there might be some startup enthusiasts or research scholars who are from other fields, like medicine, like sustainability, which is becoming a huge thing with climate change. Any other field can easily get into cloud computing. The GCP, Azure, AWS, some of those pieces that you talked about, I refer to as infrastructure as a service. And many of them also provide platform as a service, which Salesforce does as well. It's very important, I would say, take one look at a particular platform of your choice. Don't restrict yourself to one platform. Try and learn as much as possible, some of the basic key principles. And to me, it's as simple as, use the knowledge that you have, and remember, technology is going to transform all these industries. So the more you arm yourself with this, the better it will be.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, in the context of startup enthusiasts, because we also do have participants, those who have their own startups or they are into enterprise business and other stuff. What is your thought on first one, data security, because it's very much important, and another is scalability for their own business?
Sure. I'll start off with the data security. I think businesses today are looking to have trusted partners. In light of recent events, we've all seen how our data is being used. And I love that the government of India today is actually setting out rules and bringing into place policies by which data has to reside in country, and there's a lot of regionalization of data happening in Europe, in India, and several other countries. I think nobody wants dakus and dakati and whatnot in their house, so nobody will want their data to go anywhere. But it's very important for us to understand that data needs to be secure, but people also need to have an understanding. So even if, a career choice is not an engineering for you, a career choice could be someone who helps simplify that data, simplify concepts like data security, and bring it out to the public through product marketing and several other situations. I think for startups, it's extremely important to be simple so that you can capture your audience and help them adopt what you're building. In terms of scalability, it's funny you asked me that question because the firms and the customers that I've worked with are some of the largest enterprises globally. I would say it is extremely important, but be realistic. If you're a small startup that's just beginning today, don't try to start with that unless that is your strategy. You need to have a strategy on how you begin, derive the functionality, how are you solving the problem, and once you've built a product that can solve a problem, then start thinking about technology scale. And the same with scaling your business.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Suruchi would like to ask, cloud support is a buzzword at the moment. And what should be the one mistake you should always be careful about?
Interesting. One mistake that one should always be careful about. I say if you don't make mistakes, how will you grow? So in my journey, I've learned a ton through my mistakes. But one thing I do find customers constantly asking us is, I find that companies, especially if they're startup enthusiasts over here listening to this, they tend to go too deep too quickly. You have to understand, a customer of yours who is an expert doctor or an expert medical practitioner is not going to understand technology the same way you may not understand biology or the medicine field. So remember that when it comes to support, the customer is always at the center of your business, and their success leads to your success. Doctors are only as popular as their patients survive. So in the same way, as technologists, we need to make sure that our customers are successful first, and that's how we will be able to grow our business with them.
Rightly mentioned, rightly said. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. One last question I would like to take here, because most of them are interested to understand and explore this. How to become part of Salesforce as a global employee? What options they do have and what shall they do?
Absolutely. We would love that. We are hiring. We're always hiring. In fact, to me, even if you're a startup, I lead strategy and innovation. And we're looking to partner with several folks. So you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, get connected, and we'll connect you forward. I think if you're looking for a job, it's very simple. trailhead.salesforce.com. I'll repeat, trailhead.salesforce.com. It's as simple as that. Take a few courses. Our website has tons of opportunities, and we're always looking, Professor Boyar, for several young minds to come join us because they're the ones who will help unlock innovation. So we welcome all of you to take some of those trails and start trailblazing.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your inputs. Yeah, I think that's it from my end, and we have answered all the questions in the same context, and definitely we would love to have more questions and answers, but we will connect on offline, or maybe we are also live on YouTube. You can pin us there. Yeah, over to you, Smruti, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. So KHC, I just hope I do not say that at KFC next time, but that is something which has totally gone, it has been noted. The traits of a leader, kind, humble, and confident. That's absolutely wonderful, something to remember. And I agree when you say teamwork and lifelong learning capacity of yourself is something which helps you grow. Stay curious. Thank you so much once again, ma'am, for joining us today. Thank you for your insightful deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Events like these are always possible only due to the constant support and encouragement from such speakers and such wonderful, wonderful participants. Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank here Honorable Professor Dr. Mangesh Karat, sir, Executive President and Vice Chancellor, MIT ADT University. His blessings make such sessions eventful. A big thank you to our mentors, Dr. Anand Chakradev, sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, and Dr. Mahesh Chopre, sir, Registrar, MIT ADT University, for their constant cooperation and motivation in such events. I extend my sincere appreciation to all the deans, directors, HOIs, and HODs at MIT ADT University. Your support encourages us to progress and flourish. I am indebted to our ecosystem partners who supported and guided us throughout the International Virtual Summit organization and preparation. A huge thank you to our knowledge partners, University at Buffalo Blockchain Think Lab, California Science and Technology University, Center for Finance, Technology and Entrepreneurship, CFTE, Natali AV Consulting. Thank you so much to our technology partners, Asset Rush, Kaleido, Big ID, Paymonk, Innovise, Stacey, Settlement, Securo, Robotics India, and Radacad. A big thank you to our education partners who cooperate and motivate us in not only events but all our courses throughout the year: Microsoft, Salesforce, Atos, SAP, Edupeer, AI Beehive, CloudThat, and Skills Factory. Thank you to our community partners, OVAS Foundation, Women in Cybersecurity and Privacy, InfoSec Girls, India Blockchain Forum, Global Blockchain Business Council, Women in Blockchain Talks, and MKAI. Our inspiration is our innovation partners, AIC MIT ADT Incubator Forum, Cerebro Spark Innovations LLP. Thank you to our certification partner, True Scholar, and thank you so much to our digital marketing partner, Brand Neeti. Finally, I would like to thank the audience from the bottom of my heart who took out their precious time and joined us today. Let us meet again now at 12:30 p.m. using the same link for the session, Accelerating Career in FinTech by Ms. Tram An Nguyen, co-founder, Center for Finance, Technology and Entrepreneurship, and board member, French Tech Program, UK and Ireland. We are looking forward to your valuable feedback. The feedback link is on display. Yeah. I request sir to also post it on the chat box.
Done. Feedback link has been pasted in chat box. Please do provide your valuable feedback. Thank you.
See you again soon at 12:30 p.m.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Divya, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time and sharing an important message with all of our participants across the globe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team MIT.
Thank you. And looking forward to have a fruitful association with Salesforce.